Sebastian Vettel, a name synonymous with success and controversy in Formula 1, has undergone a remarkable journey of public perception. Once the subject of widespread criticism and hatred, Vettel has managed to overturn the narrative and emerge as one of the most beloved figures in the sport. In today's video, we will delve into the factors and events that has contributed to Vettel's transition, examining how he went from the most hated driver on the grid to becoming the epitome of adoration and admiration among racing enthusiasts. During the Red Bull era, Sebastian Vettel's dominance on the Formula 1 grid was unparalleled. He enjoyed immense success, winning 4 consecutive world championships from 2010 to 2013. However, this relentless winning streak began to generate animosity among both fans and fellow drivers. One of the primary reasons for the dislike towards Vettel was his consistent winning. Fans grew tired of seeing him dominate race after race, as it seemed to diminish the excitement and unpredictability of the sport. Formula 1 thrives on close competition and unpredictable outcomes, and Vettel's string of victories seemed to disrupt that balance. It wasn't just the number of wins that bothered fans, but also the manner in which Vettel achieved them. He became notorious for his exceptional qualifying performances, where he would often secure pole position by a significant margin. Once in the lead, Vettel would often build a substantial gap over his competitors, making it difficult for them to challenge him for the win. This style of leading from start to finish without giving others a chance to catch up created a sense of predictability and monotony that some fans found frustrating. Furthermore, Vettel's on-track behavior and post-race celebrations further contributed to the animosity. His celebratory gesture of raising his finger, commonly referred to as finger wagging, after winning or securing pole position, was perceived by many as an arrogant and unsportsmanlike display. It seemed to reinforce his status as the dominant force in Formula 1 and rubbed some fans and competitors the wrong way. The dislike towards Vettel extended beyond the fans and affected his relationship with fellow drivers. One of the most notable strained relationships was with his Formula teammate at Red Bull, Mark Webber. Webber felt that the team showed favoritism towards Vettel, giving him better equipment and better support. This perception of preferential treatment, combined with Vettel's dominance, created tension between the two drivers. Other drivers in the grid also expressed their dissatisfaction with Vettel's dominance, but in more subtle ways. Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button and Fernando Alonso, among others, made comments that hinted at their frustration with Vettel's success. Button criticized Vettel for being accident-prone and causes unnecessary incidents, whilst Hamilton labelled his dominance as boring for the sport. Alonso in particular questioned the legitimacy of Vettel's championships, suggesting that his success was primarily due to having a dominant car. The incidents during that time period further fueled the negative perception of Sebastian Vettel within Formula 1 community. One significant event was the front wing incident at Silverstone in 2010. During the race, Vettel's front wing was damaged and the team decided to give him Mark Webber's wing, who was leading the race at the time. The decision raised suspicions that the team favoured Vettel over Webber, adding to the existing tension between the two drivers. The situation escalated when Webber delivered a radio message after the race saying, "Not bad for a number 2 driver."
Well done, Mark, you drove very well today, great job. You won the British Grand Prix, well done.
Fantastic guys, not bad for a number 2 driver, cheers.
And saying not bad for a number 2 driver, that's a very clear message.
This comment highlighted the perceived preferential treatment given to Vettel within the team. It further fueled the animosity between the two drivers and intensified the negative sentiment towards Vettel. Another memorable incident involving Vettel and Webber occurred during the 2010 Turkish Grand Prix. The collision between the two teammates was widely viewed as Vettel's fault for making a dangerous move across Webber's path. Despite the clear evidence, Vettel never accepted responsibility for the incident and appeared arrogant and unapologetic. This attitude only deepened the resentment from Webber and other drivers, who viewed Vettel as lacking sportsmanship and accountability. In Formula 1, the leading car typically has the advantage of dictating the racing line and overall strategy. The fact that Vettel, as the leading car, did not adhere to this principle further reinforced the perception that he disregarded fair play and team dynamics. The combination of controversies, perceived team favoritism, and Vettel's attitude created a narrative that portrayed him as a controversial figure within the sport. The Multi-21 incident in Malaysia in 2013 marked a significant turning point in Sebastian Vettel's unpopularity. Red Bull Racing had issued team orders instructing Vettel and Webber to maintain their positions during the race. However, Vettel defied the team's instructions and overtook Webber, ultimately claiming victory. This act of disregarding team orders generated substantial tension within the team and drew widespread criticisms from the media, fellow drivers and fans alike. Despite the backlash and criticism, Vettel had a record-breaking season in 2013, winning the championship for the 4th consecutive time. This achievement, coupled with the perception that he benefited from preferential treatment within the team, further deepened the hostility towards him. Combination of Vettel's consistent winning, controversial on-track incidents, and the perception of favoritism created a perfect storm of dislike from fans and drivers alike. Negative sentiments towards Vettel during the Red Bull era were a result of these factors, with the multi-21 incident serving as a tipping point that exposed the tensions within the team and heightened the criticism directed at him. Sebastian Vettel's journey in Formula 1 has been marked by significant shifts in public perception. At times, he exhibited behavior that lacked class and accountability, earning criticism from fans and fellow drivers alike. Comparisons were drawn between Vettel and Lewis Hamilton, with the latter being hailed for his dominance and character. However, despite Vettel's polarizing image, there was a peculiar fascination in witnessing him thrive as the villain of the sport. Although during his Red Bull era, his consistent winning and dominance became a source of annoyance for many fans. Race after race, he continued to secure victories, leaving fans longing for a more competitive and unpredictable season. It wasn't merely the number of wins, but also the manner in which he achieved them that fueled the hatred towards him. His controversial incidents, coupled with Vettel's failure to admit guilt or show remorse, further soured his image among his peers and fans. However, an unexpected shift occurred when Vettel made a shocking move to Ferrari in 2015 after being outperformed by his Red Bull teammate Daniel Ricciardo in the previous season. Suddenly, public opinion took a drastic turn, and Vettel quickly became one of the most loved drivers on the grid. The same fans who once booed him at Monza now became his staunchest supporters. The transformation in public perception can be attributed to multiple factors. While some may argue that Vettel became more relaxed and changed as a person after leaving Red Bull, it is important to note that he had always possessed a humorous and light-hearted side. Even during his Red Bull days, he engaged in playful interactions with drivers, journalists and fans. However, with the pressure of winning and the accompanying backlash lifted, Vettel's true personality began to shine through. Fans started to appreciate his funny interviews, witty remarks and interactions with others. He wasn't necessarily a different person at Ferrari, rather, his true self became more visible, and people started to see beyond the dominant competitor. Moreover, Vettel's role as the underdog fighting against the dominant Mercedes team at Ferrari endeared him to the fans even more. His wins and achievements felt more special because they weren't as frequent as during his Red Bull performance. Supporters began to view Vettel as a symbol of resilience, a driver who could defy the odds and challenge the status quo. The shift in public sentiment towards Vettel reveals a hidden reality in Formula 1. When a driver dominates the sport, a significant position of the fan base tends to root against them. Vettel's experience is not an exception, but rather a prominent example. Social media, with its amplified voices and instant feedback, has played a significant role in both fueling the hate and magnifying the love for dominant drivers. Sebastian Vettel's journey from being despised to being beloved in Formula 1 demonstrates the evolving nature of public perception. Fans' attitudes towards a driver can change over time, influenced by factors such as their personality, achievement, and their position as an underdog. It is important not to succumb to hating on others' success, but rather to appreciate the sport and the individuals who contribute to its excitement. Thank you for watching this video, like and subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comment section down below.